All right. I'm just going to fix my microphone a little bit. There we go. Let me just make sure that okay, perfect. Kayla, thank you so much for being in the live chat. And William, hello. Yes, Earth is third, so you will make it back in time. Okay, everyone, sorry that I wasn't able to do an all signs for the last half of June, but I've finally, as you can see, got most of my office finally put together. I'm just waiting on a few other things. There are actually some big items, but things that I don't necessarily need to do everything now. So I hope you're all well. We are now officially in summer. We just are coming off this new moon in Cancer, which was wondering how it hit for you guys. This new moon in Cancer has a lot of opportunity in it, but it requires you to really edge your way into growth, right? With Jupiter in Cancer, its prime mode is growth, right? Expansion. And it's through our own wisdom and learning that we are growing. So this new moon in Cancer is really asking us to really pay attention to how we feel and make sure that that's aligning with the new identity, as it is also coming off of a square to Saturn and Neptune. So this idea of no longer really feeling like you need to perform in order to be accepted or validated or anything, like truly understanding like who are you. It's about kind of making your own rules for your own identity, how you're going to show up in this world, but also grounding your dreams through actual structure and what is truly your desires. Like, what is it that you need, right, to fulfill the life that you want, that's going to allow you to expand on such a deep soul level. So what we're going to be looking at is the first half of July. So the first week of July is going to be really interesting. We've got Venus coming into a conjunction with first the star of Algol in Taurus, and then coming up to its conjunction with Uranus at the 29th degree. So that's going to be big. I think for most of us, it's going to be a good thing. It just, of course, depends on your own chart. But if you've got any important planets around the late degrees of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, you'll definitely be affected by this in a big way. But Uranus and Venus meeting up in her sign at the very end degree, something very transformational, almost of that nature. The 29th degree, the energetic degree, is really about transformation. It's kind of like got that Pluto energy, right? It's like that death and rebirth. So it's in this place of like you're taking a leap forward, but you don't really know where you're landing. It's like there's this new birth moment, but where you're going to land, you really don't know. So it's kind of got this almost like a holding your breath kind of energy. But with the planet of money and love and connections and beauty and grace coming together with Uranus, which is very much about surprises and breakthroughs, liberation. I think it's safe to say that the first week of July could be potentially very nice for a lot of you out there. So if there are any opportunities that are coming up for you that come up in that first week of July, pay attention, especially if they take you by surprise, especially if they offer some kind of breakthrough. This is definitely something to pay attention to. And then we have also at the beginning of July, we have Neptune on the 4th going retrograde. We have Saturn going retrograde, I think around the 12th. So, you know, once those two planets are going retrograde, especially Saturn in particular, we're going to start to really feel that energy that is kind of taking us backwards again. And I don't, backwards is probably not the right word to say it, but, you know, slowing down, needing to turn inward, needing to reflect And it's really, Saturn represents our goals. It represents our structures, our systems, our ambitions, all of that, what we discipline ourselves, our responsibilities. So a lot of that we're going to have to maybe readjust, relook at. And then Neptune going into retrograde particularly is one I always like, because it's kind of where the veil is lifted, right? Truth really comes forward. So nice for all of those who are those of us who want to see the truth, but not so nice for those who don't want to see the truth. We also have a full moon in Capricorn. I believe it's around, I want to say the 11th or 12th, something around there of July. And so that full moon in Capricorn is happening in the later degrees. Well, I think it's around 19, 20, 21, somewhere around there of Capricorn. So, this is a time to think back to, what were you doing at the end of November? What seeds were you planting? Not the end of November. Sorry. Wrong. Wrong timing. We're talking about the end of the year, early January. So what kind of seeds were you planting? What was kind of happening around that time? Because this is where there's going to be that full moon illumination coming in. So anything, again, to do with career, your purpose, your legacy. Capricorn also rules over governments. It can also rule over different kinds of regulation systems. So anything of that nature, you want to pay attention to. So all that being said, I kind of want to just jump into all signs. If you missed yesterday's podcast, it was a solo, but it was really fun. Lots of really good information in there on if you've been feeling like this collapsing of your actual reality happening around you, feeling like what's going on. This is a really good understanding of what might be going on for you, giving you some deeper explanation. I think, I was recording a podcast today with someone else that'll come out next week. And we kind of just talked about this idea of change, and we're going through major changes. Like I said, 2025 is going to be the year of massive, massive change, just because we had all the major planets, outer planets changing signs, which is very, very rare to happen in one year. And so, change, like we all look around the world or even our own personal lives, and we're like, yeah, there's a lot of things I want change. Like I'm done with this. Like I'm ready for the new. But then when everything starts falling apart, which it needs to in order for change to come in, because you can't have the old structures in place if you're going to start building new, we're like, whoa. This doesn't feel good. This feels very unsafe. And of course it does. There is nothing safe about change. Many of us wish we could just see the plan in motion and know exactly where every nail is going to be hit and where every piece of wood is going to maybe be thrown out. It's just one of those things where we are actually asking for the change, and then when it comes, we start freaking out. So don't freak out, because what's happening is there's literally almost like a timeline incineration going on, where a lot of this energy is getting burnt up, that is no longer useful to where you're heading. And so there's old parts of yourselves that are dying, old perspectives, old beliefs, old visions. That's another thing. Like, this is a time where many of you may feel like whatever you envisioned for yourself, even just a year or two ago, may not even hold weight any longer. And it may almost feel very outdated for who you are today. So if you're kind of not feeling like that dream or that vision really feels accurate anymore, it doesn't feel aligned with you, that's very, very normal for everything that we're going through right now. We're going through rapid change. Again, Pluto in Aquarius is requiring massive reinnovation for a lot of us. That's allowing us to kind of be a little more rebellious, really stick up for what's right in this world, what's right for us collectively. So there's going to be a lot of big changes going on there. So with that being said, we're going to jump in. Just remember, the 3-day 180 retreat is just around the corner. We're just a couple of months away. If you're wanting to come to Vail, Colorado, new location, new space, new container, but all of the goodies that Consuelo and I brought to the last one, you definitely want to sign up. If you've signed up and sent in your application and you haven't heard from me, please reach out to me. you may want to check your spam. I know this has happened to a couple of people in the past. So if you've signed up and you haven't heard from me, just check your spam folder or reach out to me, Nicole@NicoleFrolic.com. And if you are wanting a short kind of initial reading through Velocity Oracle, kind of check her out. You can get a divine data drop. I've got the link in the description below. It's only $77 and it'll give you a pretty in-depth reading of what's kind of going on in your life, give you actual rituals, maybe some invocations, things that will really help you break through and align your energy, recode you to the future self that you're looking for, the timeline that you're wanting to move into. All of that can be super powerful. It's been helping so many people, and honestly, it's really fun to do. So with all that else being said, let's jump into it. Air signs, you guys are first, and I've got a little new board here. Okay. So I can keep track of the time and just put the timestamps for you as soon as this is over. All right. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's find out what's in store for you guys for the first half of July. Hey, Move with Kathy. Hey, Bev. Good to see you. All right. Let's find out. Okay, what's the main theme of air signs reading and what is the potential challenge? What is the main theme? Okay, and what is the potential challenge? Oh, that's too many. Let's give you another one. What is the potential challenge? Oh, all right. Okay, so I feel like this is so appropriate for the energy that's kind of we're in. But the main theme of your reading is against nature. Okay. Air signs. So this card in particular, I'm going to move these over that way. Let's see here. This one is obviously, it's like kind of going against the flow, feeling like things are just not lining up. Let me see here. There we go. Okay. Willfulness to force or control. On some level, we all know when we are going against nature. We recognize it in feelings of impatience and agitation that arise when trying to force certain outcomes. This card arrives to remind you that you cannot control the uncontrollable. Nature has its way of enveloping us in a wild narrative that we can collaborate in but not dictate. No matter how our efforts to manage every aspect of our lives, the mess ensues. So spring is soggy, the lotus requires mud. People do what they do. This card heeds a warning to not fight the flow of Mother Nature or of destiny. Once we loosen the grip of what we think life should look like, a whole new realm of possibilities awaken. So this is about releasing control. This need to surrender, to stop resisting something, potentially, air signs. Your challenge that I'm seeing here, okay, is rotation, which has like a little spider in it. And I'm just noticing that this is kind of like hiding. So I'm going to move this over here. So, okay. So that you guys will do that. So when you have rotation, again, this is about cycles. Let's see here. This is one of the last cards, I feel like. Yeah. The wheel, monotony, and cycles. So it's the operation of the wheel. Through its circuitry, it indicates that work performed again and again and again produces results. It reminds us of our efforts. I'm getting this right away. I just got a message for some of you air signs, like, don't give up. Whatever's kind of going on, like, don't give up. There is this need to surrender the control. Feeling like it's almost like you're in this state of feeling like, oh, if I don't do enough, it will never work out, or I have to keep tweaking something, fixing something, or just always being present in the situation when I say that, like always showing up, doing the work. And I'm getting the sense that it's more, again, like this against the nature is asking you to allow the flow in. And the rotation is saying, like, just know that everything has cycles. And if you feel like you're in that part of the cycle, which none of us really enjoy, right? Then it's okay. That's totally normal. But this too shall pass. So the work is never fixed or finished. Rather, you rise each day to tend to the laboratory to weave your work into the world. Let me see here. The operation is expressed through images of the circle, the spiral, the Ouroboros, and the wheel. Just when we thought we had it all figured out, you get tossed back into the spin. It can be a frustrating place to be in, causing a lot of restlessness, but it is also a very deeply spiritual practice at the same time, allowing these cycles to kind of go through. So again, I feel air signs, like, I just want to say don't give up, but that doesn't mean like you have to keep pushing through. It does feel like you're going to have to loosen your grip on something here. So let's kind of go into the cards and see what's kind of coming up. And we're going to move this over here. So, all right, let's find out what do we need to know about the past for air signs. All right, we have the Knight of Cups, and then we have the King of Stars. And then we have the Three of Wands in reverse. Coming into the current energy for air signs. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups coming in. Love that for you. Then we have the Page of Cups in reverse. And then we have the Devil in reverse. Okay, coming into the near future. Four of Cups in reverse. Ten of Crystals in reverse. And the Magician upright. Okay, overall energy is the Six of Crystals in reverse with the Ace of Crystals underneath it. Yeah, again, if there is anything of that really speaks of the spin of everything, like feel like you're thrown into the spin cycle, this is the card in this position. So again, with the Ace of Crystals underneath it though, it does feel like you're going to get a new idea, or you're going to see something in a new light. Like a new perception is important here, especially when it comes to wanting to change your reality. Allowing doors to open that are waiting for the right energy to open it. So again, this is about getting out of a cycle, getting out of a place where you just keep going over the same patterns, the same problems, the same obstacles. Just feels like it's never ending. It could be with people, it could just be in a situation. But again, with the Ace of Crystals here, you're going to get a new idea. You're going to get some kind of aha moment. You're going to get a little bit of at least a mental breakthrough of what is ahead. Or at least, I don't even want to say what's ahead. I want to say more of like how to approach, how to move forward. Almost like it's a new plan, a new strategy in a way. And it's really more tied to your energy in many cases. So in the past, you have the Knight of Cups, the King of Stars, and then the Three of Wands in reverse. So what I'm seeing here is that either someone came into your life here to offer you something that was maybe tied to a really important wish or dream of yours, something that you wanted, desired, or this could have been you just taking action on any of those things, right? I do feel though that like with the King of Stars here, I'm wondering if this has to do with someone in your life that is either a father figure, could be your father actually, or just has that kind of energy. Maybe they are a father in their own life. But the King of Stars is someone who's responsible, reliable, possibly even has some wealth to what they're doing. They're at a high position because it's the king. So I either like you're wanting to either really elevate yourself to this kind of level, taking you to a higher position of authority when it comes to your resources and money, or for some of you, even as a parent, father. The problem is that we have the Three of Wands here in reverse. And so with the Three of Wands here in reverse, it's telling me that something's not clicking. And they're telling me to use the word click specifically. So I don't know why, but something's not clicking to bring things in the way or the speed that you were expecting or hoping for. Something's not aligning, something's amiss. And again, I'm being brought back to your energy. There's something I really do feel, air signs, this is going to be a simple fix. However, when I say simple, I mean in theory, but like applying it might be a little more difficult, especially if you're not able to just let go of control so easily. Coming into the current energies, you have the Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups in reverse, and then the Devil. So there's definitely new opportunities coming in here for you. Again, this Ace of Cups, this is something like a new opportunity tied to one of your hopes or dreams. This could be a relationship, a person that you care about. But for some of you, this is finally bringing in peace where there were chaos. So it's almost like if you've been starving or thirsty for peace, like that's really going to start to come through for you, which might be really good for balancing your nervous system. With the Page of Cups here in reverse, it's interesting because although this is a new opportunity, I feel like it's tied to an older dream or something that you've thought about before or wanted. It's got some element of it from the past. So there's something that it's, how do I say this? The energy is still young, it's still new, but at the same time, it's not new in the sense that it feels like it's been around for a while, whether it's been in your heart for a long time or whatever. But I do see, this is what I actually am very excited that I see the Devil card here in reverse in your reading, air signs. This is telling me that you're going to let go of control. So there's something about that's going to happen in the first half of July that you're going to finally set yourself free. You're not going to try to hold on. You're not going to keep yourself bonded to something. And again, bonded to this idea of whatever it is that you think you need to do. But it does feel like you're finally going to get yourself free of whatever energy. Again, it feels like it's an energetic containment. So, or entrapment. Coming into the near future, we have the Four of Cups in reverse, the Ten of Crystals in reverse, and then the Magician. So again, Four of Cups, this is really beautiful energy, air signs, because finally you're taking opportunities, you're seeing some blessings coming in your way, and there is finally some kind of end to a very, very long cycle of suffering. Okay, so something that has really worn you down mentally, but the crystals really carry like deep-seated suffering and pain that has been going on for a long, long time with this 10. So there's finally like closing out some kind of long chapter here. And with the Magician coming in, it's like you're in prime position to really utilize everything that you've got in your toolbox. So I see you actually getting to work and making stuff happen, whereas it feels like something kind of, again, it wasn't clicking, it wasn't coming together. And I do feel like that's all going to be shifting for you soon. So let's kind of go into the clarifiers. What do we need to know about the Six of Crystals in reverse for air signs? Okay, we have the King of Cups in reverse. What else? Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. And then the Nine of Wands in reverse. You know what? This is so beautiful. I'm not really worried about you, air signs. Something's going to shift within you to really let go and surrender, which is going to allow everything to start moving. It's going to let that wheel move faster and not like feel like it's drudging through this part of the cycle that you don't like. So with the King of Cups here in reverse, I just want to say that here's what's been going on. The reason why you haven't been able to manifest or pull in or have the outcomes at the speed or rate that you've wanted is because there's some sort of detachment that you're having from the emotional connection to everything. And I think this is why you really need to let yourself go and surrender, is you got to get back into your beingness. Allow for that flow energy to move through you. Because that's what's going to really change everything. And so I see once you like kind of, tackle that, it's like you are going to have like the wheels, there's change coming in. Change is absolutely coming in for you. It comes through surrender though, letting go. This Nine of Wands in reverse. It's sometimes it's this idea of giving up, but in this scenario, it's not giving up because because I told you, like, don't give up, right? But it's not a matter of, okay, don't give up, but give up control. So this is like a surrendering of the control that you feel like you need to hold on to something in order for it to work. So let's see what this Knight of Cups is. What's this Knight of Cups in the past? There's your King of Pentacles, but in reverse. And then we have the Two of Swords. So yeah, so there was the willingness, action, maybe even an offer to like move forward, whether it was someone that was kind of like offering you a situation, or you were just taking action from your own heart, your own desires, like following your intuition. There is someone, again, it's interesting because you have the King of Stars up right here, but the King of Stars or Pentacles in reverse here. I wonder if someone was offering you, but they're not reliable. And that caused like you to be in a position where you're like, well, which way do I go with this? What's this King of Stars? Okay, we have the World. And we have the Death card, not being able to let go when something does need to end, because we have the World here, which is the completion of a cycle. You know, I'm getting the sense, air signs, that you are really, for a lot of you, this is about like moving up to a much stronger level of stability, whether that's financially, within your home life, maybe even in your health in some way. But again, the World card to me is like a sense of achievement, right? You've achieved something. This is where like it culminates. You've completed something here, but then the Death card here in reverse, again, it's like this, it's bringing in this energy of performance, of needing to like be, like not to be, to do, and continuously do. And it's like, that's not where your reliability is going to come in from in this particular instance. And again, not being able to let go of that kind of, whether it's, you know, you're trying to achieve something, your ambitions, your goals, trying to finally complete something. It's like, it's not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's not the right energy for whatever this is. And so there is this need to kind of let go of that. What is this Three of Wands in reverse? Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. What else do we need to know about the 3 of Wands? There's your Magician in reverse. Okay. So you may have invested in something. You may have put a lot of time, money, resources into something that just wasn't manifesting, which can get really frustrating, which is why I think like you're trying to force something. Again, it doesn't have to necessarily be time. I mean, money. It could be time, energy, for some of you. But there was this hope of like something long term. So, but it's not really manifesting. It's got a very like heavy delayed energy on it. What's this Ace of Cups? Okay, we have your Ace of Swords. So that's kind of tied to the ace that's underneath there. What else do we need to know about this? We have the Queen of Pentacles. Lots of pentacles coming up in your reading. Like Pentacles people, earth signs. So I don't know if you're dealing with an earth sign. Again, I feel like a lot of you are struggling with some sense of security or stability in some form or fashion. And I think there's going to be a new offer that comes in here, a new opportunity that is going to be tied to either you being able to see something differently. And I do feel it's more heavily tied to that than an idea, but it could be a new idea as well. But like, you've got to be open-minded. And so there is this sense of feeling like, okay, there's a new way of looking at something. There's a new way of perceiving it. And also the Queen of Pentacles can talk about like, maybe it's your relationship with status. So the Queen of Pentacles is someone who holds a higher status. She is looked up to. She is appreciated. She is recognized for her accomplishments. And so I wonder if this is going to be something where you finally get recognized, or maybe someone's coming in who actually recognizes you. But it's important to understand that this is about taking care of you as well with the Queen of Pentacles here. We have the Queen of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and then the 6 of Wands in reverse. So again, like, so many people coming up here. I'm hearing the phrase, how bad do you want it? And it's not from the place of like, well, I'm trying everything. Of course I want it. The Queen of Wands magnetizes things towards her, right? She almost like allures things towards her. She's very alluring. She's charismatic. She wins people over by her wit, her charm. And here, these two cards, you've got the 10 of Wands followed by the 6 of Wands in reverse. So there's some kind of heavy burden you're carrying about not feeling like you're ever going to be recognized, not feeling like you're ever going to be successful, not feeling like you're going to actually be able to make this work, or that, you're going to succeed. And that's not the right energy to have. And there's something that's going to shift here. For some of you, I wonder if this is like an inner child thing that has to be looked at. But whatever dream it is that for some of you, this is like a past dream that's finally coming back around. It is so important for you to get into this place of like being very, it's like magnetizing, okay? Very charming to whatever it is that you're wanting to pull towards you. It's like that whole, like, you can't catch flies with vinegar, right? So it's almost like your energetic field is like vinegar. It's also holding like a frequency like vinegar. And there's something about here that you're going to shift it to just be, I would say this is a time where you may want to just inject a little more fun or air signs into your world, into your daily life. that maybe lets you let go a little, not take things so seriously. So what's this Devil? Yeah, Eight of Swords. You're breaking free of something that, again, it's like you were either overthinking, you felt like you were stuck. You're not going to be stuck anymore. The Five of Swords here. Again, I feel like this is tied to your own self-sabotage. I don't feel like this is necessarily tied to anyone else around you. I think this is a personal thing that, I mean, there might be people around you, but really if they are, they're just kind of mirrors to show you like things in you that you kind of need to pay attention to you. But this is like, you're kind of getting out of your own way, which is really what it feels like this whole reading has been about in the first place. And understanding that, you know, it's just a matter of shifting your energy here to a place that's actually more fun, more inviting, letting go of control. And I see you doing that here. So what's this Four of Cups in reverse in the near future? Yeah. Ace of Pentacles, new stability, new resources. This could be, oh my gosh, and the Ace of Wands. There's so much newness coming in here for you, air signs. You've got all the aces in your reading right now. Like you had the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands, and you had the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles here. Sorry, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, and then you have the Ace of Swords crystals in here. Again, it's like, this is like you bring in stability, you bring in money, you bring in health, right? When new health, new wealth, new support, when you're spiritually aligned, frequency aligned. So again, the Ace of Wands is like getting your energy back to a place where it can actually breathe. It doesn't feel like your energy has been able to breathe in the way that it needs to actually, like, again, it's almost like, you know, I've been making a lot of plants in my office right now. And this is a very new thing for me because I do not have the greenest thumb. I don't have a black thumb anymore, but I don't have the greenest thumb. And so, you know, obviously you don't want the soil to be super tight because you want water to flow through, you want air to get in. And so it's almost like the same thing. It's like, it feels like you've been too strong, like your frequency's been too tight, and it's almost been like a turn off. It's almost like you've been turning off your dream. It's like, when I say turning off, I don't mean like by a dial. I mean like turning off like energetically, right? Like that's a turn off. So it feels like you're solving that though in the first half of July. There's something that's going to shift. And I don't know if it's someone that helps you see it or that you're going to recognize it on your own, but it really looks like things are going to flow a lot better for you in July. What's this 10 of Crystals? Yeah, see, Eight of Cups, you're finally leaving behind something. You're no longer tending to it. You're listening to your soul. You're listening to your intuition. You're listening to those whispers of inner wisdom coming through, and you're actually leaning towards it. And look, and then what happens? The Page of Cups is now upright. So this is where like that dream actually starts to come to life. This is where the energy is starting to build, right? Because the Page is the beginning phases of that. So I am seeing like this new opportunity for you. And I'm just getting growth off of this particular page. So like I'm getting like growth is going to happen almost immediately. What's this Magician? The Justice card. Okay. So finally, again, balancing those scales out of your energy for sure. But the Justice card is also about like decisions. So I feel like you might even be manifesting something where you're making a decision. You could be having a new contract coming in here with the Justice card, signing new deals. And with the Nine of Swords here too, this could be something that maybe you were losing sleep over, maybe fearing that you wasn't going to come through. It's manifesting. So if there's something that you've been fearing that's not really going to happen, I'm seeing it coming through for you. Again, it does feel like it's in the form of some kind of negotiation, some kind of contract, or some major big decision that needs to be made. But again, the Justice card is upright, so it does feel like it's going to be in your favor. You've got the Magician card here upright. It's just tied to something that you've been maybe worried about. Okay. So I think you're going to have some anxiety release here by the time you get closer to the end of July. So air signs, that's my reading for you. I hope that was helpful. Let me know for all my air signs in the live chat right now. And of course, if you're just tuning in, please hit the like button. And if you're watching later, hit the like button and or drop a comment in the comment section below. That always helps. Let's see here. All right. All right. Let's bring you over. All right, how's everyone doing? Hey, Dreamweaver. Hey, Susan. Hi, Anvil. Up, good to see you. Okay, so we are going to move on to fire signs. Fire, you guys are next. All right. All right, what's in store for my Aries, Leo, and Sag? These readings are for your sun, moon, and your rising. You know, you could get a bigger picture from all of the readings. So your ascendant, your rising will always give you the full picture, and it can pertain to really anything in your life. Your sun can often talk more about your career, your purpose. Your moon can talk about more of your home. Sometimes your relationships, your body. And then of course, Venus is love and money. So let's find out what's in store for my fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sag. Right. Hey, Bonnie, good to see you. All right, let's do one more cut, and then we're going to jump into it. Okay. All right. What is in store for my fire signs? We're looking at the theme of their reading and the potential challenge they may face in the first half of July for my fire signs. All right. What is the main theme of fire signs reading, and what is the potential challenge? What is, okay. All right. The main theme of your reading here, fire signs, is ash. All right. So ash talks about letting go of things that are in the past so that new things can come into the future. It can be tied to grief, right, and loss. Ash is what is left over after the fire has burned everything. But it's important to also understand that ash also represents, I kind of talked about this on the podcast yesterday, ash is fertilizer for what is your future. Right. So wherever, this is why forests sometimes are best served by being burned down. If it's really not healthy, it's better to burn it so that it can be given. A lot of the ash that's left behind becomes the fertilizer. Right. So in many ways, when we go through this process spiritually in our own lives, where metaphorically it feels like everything is burning down around us, right? What is actually happening is the universe is creating ash frequency for your future, for whatever is what you're getting ready to plant, the new things that you're really calling in, right? So remember that. Let me just I love having a bigger desk. I just got to say, like, I just feel like I can do so much more here. Oh, okay. Memory, ancestors, and the past. It represents what has come before it. The fire is over now, and its flames took with it all recognizable form of what was burned. Only memories and the soft gray ashen substance remain. When this card appears, look back and sift through what has occurred. You're in the realm of ancestors, past relationships, and those that have passed to another realm. Be gentle with the process as it is delicate and sacred. The Ash card asks us to tend to the true nature of endings, grief, and letting go. You may be asked to be present with others experiencing loss. Even when in doubt, be like ash. It is silken, light, and easily carried by the wind. And this is another thing, is like, this could be also carrying you this process of, if some of you are going through a bit of a grieving process or feeling like lost, feeling your emotions is what allows you to kind of be lighter so that you can be carried on to the next thing. And it is about allowing your heart to travel lighter. So the challenge, though, for your reading is resin. Okay. So with resin coming up here, okay, this is holding, adhering, surrounding. So again, it's like, it feels like this is what you place in time, things to hold in time and hold in place. And I'm actually just going to show you. I have these coasters that were given to me a couple years ago by one of my clients, Danielle, who I think some of you ordered some, like, I got these really beautiful like coasters, right? So she made these out of resin. So you can see that there's things that are like locked in time, held in space. And so we use resin like to hold things into place. So that, which in some cases it can be, beautifully like observed, so we can always remember. And it's something like, it's okay to have our memories, right? Memories are important. Those are experiences, but you don't want to get stuck in the past. Okay. And this could be your challenge, where you might be feeling like you're getting stuck in the past. It offers both stability and transparency. We've used it to capture an object in time and place, preserving it for observation and adoration. Its qualities are protective, sealing, and hardening. So there could be a holding that's occurring either literally or physically. And while it can be well intended, someone might be limiting what they wish to protect, or limiting the one they wish to protect. On the other hand, okay, I want to read this because I do feel like this might be relevant for a couple of you out there. The resin card can indicate preservation of that which is most valued, a return to what's been lost. So sometimes for some of us, we can get a little too flippant, a little too whatever, it doesn't mean anything to me. And then maybe it does mean more to you than you realize. And for some of you, it might be a little bit of a reversal, where you don't want to lose sight of what actually really means a lot to you. And it might be important to hold on to that. Again, we don't want to get stuck there, but we also don't want to just let go of some things. Like, I remember when I deleted my Facebook account back in 2021, I had to reactivate it just for business purposes. But I remember I was like, they're asking me, like, do you want all your photos? And I was like, oh, I don't want to download all of those photos and whatever. And I don't know. It just felt like, I don't know why. I just said, screw it. I don't need any of those photos. And I really wish I didn't do that, because I have so many photos from when I was living in the Cayman Islands that I wish I still had. And I don't have any of them anymore. And so in a way, it was kind of like breaking ties with that place and that time. But I feel like I really do wish I could have preserved some of them. Maybe not all of them, but that's just something to kind of think about. So let's kind of go in and see where this is all heading for you, fire signs. Okay, what do we need to know about the past here for my fire signs? Okay, we have the Star card coming up in reverse. So again, it may mean that you've been definitely going through some kind of healing phase, a loss. Yeah, and then we have the Five of Cups. So I do feel like many of you are kind of going through this loss, this period of loss, or feeling like there has been something that you lost. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands. And we have the Ace of Stars in reverse. Okay. Three of Stars in reverse. And then we have the Hierophant coming in, Taurus energy. Coming into the near future, we have the Strength card. We have the King of Cups. And then we have the Eight of Stars in reverse. Okay. Overall energy is the Chariot in reverse with the Queen of Wands underneath it. Okay, so I'm picking up a very prominent energy right now, fire signs. So with the Chariot coming in reverse, it's telling me that things are not moving forward in the way that maybe is ideal or the way that you want, or maybe things aren't moving at all for some of you. I don't know why I'm getting this energy of like trying to pretend like everything's okay when it's not deep down. It's almost like I'm just going to keep busy. I'm just going to keep moving forward. And, you know, eventually like whatever this pain is that I'm feeling is going to be gone, or I'll forget about it. Because the more and more I look at these cards, I am feeling like some of you fire signs have experienced some kind of loss, or there's something that you're grieving. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's something really like literally in your life, but it could be like a part of you, right? Like, again, like I mentioned back in early February when I went through like a mini journey, I realized how attached I was to a version of myself that could no longer move forward. It's like I had to let her go in order for me to start fulfilling some of the goals and dreams that I had for myself. And I really got very emotional, like really ugly cry over it. And I didn't realize how attached I was to that like part of me and how much I was holding on. And so again, I want to say that for you guys, it's like there is something meaningful here, though, that you do want to remember. You do want to preserve in some way. But it's also important for you to move forward. But you can't really do that without honoring the loss or the grief or whatever is no longer present. So it may always now be part of your past. Because in the past here, you have the Star in reverse, the Five of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. So it's telling me like there is something here, like the Star can often mean like you've had to go through some healing. You're in a healing phase. It could just mean like something that you really wanted didn't really work out, or it's been delayed at the very minimum. The Five of Cups here also just, it's got a lot of sadness to it, right? It's like focusing on what you don't have. And, there is grief tied to the Five of Cups. So now we've got a few cards here coming up that are definitely highlighting that. However, with the Knight of Wands, it just means like you were quick to like act on something, move forward, like ready to like, okay, well, let's just move forward. Let's move on. Let's keep going. And I don't know if that was necessarily, it may have been okay in the moment, but it wasn't something that could sustain you. Like you'd have to come back and revisit this. So coming into this current energies, I feel like that's something that's going to be happening. So with the Ace of Stars in reverse, the Three of Stars in reverse, and the Hierophant here, it's like I do see like there's something that almost needs to be replanted. Like it's not rooting properly. And it could be something tied to your money or resources, but it could also just be something that allows you to feel safety, secure, stable. Could be some kind of new beginning, but it needs new roots. It needs better roots. It needs new soil. It needs something. With the Three of Stars here in reverse in the heart of your spread too, it feels like you may have to undo some of the foundation that you were trying to just build on. Like I said, like you may have like, oh, let me just do this. It might be whatever like you're kind of been working on. And again, we've got a Mercury retrograde starting like at the end of like, I think it's like the second half of July. So just know that that energy is coming up behind us. And so we're going to be meeting up with it. But the Three of Stars here, it can talk about like either needing to revisit something that you were starting to build, or maybe need to fix the foundation, or maybe scrap the foundation altogether. It's still in the newer phases. It's not like this is something that's been long-term, long going. And it could also be like something that you were working on with other people that might be part of this loss or grief or like breakup, or I don't know, whatever it is, like something just isn't moving forward to in like a group setting together. But with the Hierophant here, what I do like about this card coming in is I do feel like fire signs, you're going to get some deep spiritual grounding going on. There's wisdom here. There's a big teaching moment here for you. And with the Hierophant coming in, I really do see you committing to your own growth, committing to something that is allowing you to go inward and understand something deeper in the process than what you've allowed yourself to understand. You're taking responsibility here for a new level of your own growth. And for some of you, this might be someone that's coming in to help you. This might be a mentor. This might be a guide that you're going to lean on for that support. Because I do see things kind of going in a better direction for you in the near future. So we have the Strength card, the King of Cups, and the Eight of Stars in reverse. So yeah, I do see like there's something about what you're doing requires like courage. It requires stamina. But it's like, you've got it there, right? And so you're going to be moving forward. You're going to be having to pull on some of this courage to face something that perhaps maybe you were trying to minimize or make not a big deal. But with the King of Cups here, I do feel like this is either to do like you've either got someone who deeply cares about you and is around you to support you, or this is about, for some of you, like maybe this is about leaning on your partner. If you're in a relationship, like someone you really deeply care about, who's going to help you through this and is ready to kind of like be your rock. I don't know why this is probably not going to apply to all of you. Well, obviously it doesn't apply to everyone, but I feel like it's going to apply to lesser of you than normal. Let me know in the live chat or in the comments, though, maybe like this really does apply to you. Because with the Eight of Stars here in reverse, sometimes this can talk about procrastination, but I just feel like this is you taking your foot off the gas of just trying to like push through something. Like just kind of like really work hard at something, keep pushing. Feels like you're going to lean more into your heart space, fire signs. It really does. And of course, like the Chariot is very much Cancer energy, right? And so this is like allowing you to move into your heart space, to allow like intuition to guide you more, to allow the spirit to guide you more. Because I do feel like spirit is trying to come in for you in some capacity on a deeper level than I think you're realizing. So let's kind of, I haven't even pulled the clarifiers. I thought I was like done right now. Oh my God. Okay, let's clarify the Chariot. I got lost in my own world there. Oh my God, look at that. Okay, you have the Six of Wands in reverse, the Fool in reverse, and the Star in reverse again. So again, this is about like either feeling like something has come to a complete halt, or like however way this is moving forward, you're like, this is just janky as like fuck, like this is just not how I thought it was all going to go down. And again, it's like, I think you're being called to start something new. I think you're being called to really start a whole brand new chapter in many ways. But like, there's this something about like, you're just not feeling good about yourself. You're not feeling at your best. And with the Six of Wands here, it makes me like, it feels like you're questioning like even your own ability to move forward in a successful capacity. But I don't think it's like you can't be successful. I think there's something that's calling for your attention first so that you can be truly present in something else. It's almost like, there's something that's in the past and is going to have to stay in the past, but you almost can't like something. What's this Star? All right, we have the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So yeah, I don't know if you're just trying to keep it all together, trying to juggle things, trying to keep balance. I don't know why with this Ace of Wands in reverse, I just feel like it's such a weird energy I'm picking up with this. I almost feel like you got some kind of heartbreaking news, or deflating news. If it wasn't heartbreaking, it was deflating. And I don't know why I'm feeling like this is news, but I don't know why you were either spiritually let down or you feel like spirit let you down. I don't know. Like if this is like a kind of one of those feelings like, where is God kind of, you know, like, I don't know if that's kind of coming up, but I'm feeling a little bit of that energy coming through. What's this Five of Cups? Okay, we have the Seven of Wands. So yeah, a lot of resistance, even maybe to your own grief. Like, again, I feel like you were trying to put on a brave face, trying to like pretend like everything was okay, whether like other people around you like were able to call BS on it, but you were just like trying to do it for yourself. I don't know. Magician, and just trying to make stuff happen anyways, even though you have this underlying pain or something that's bothering you below the surface. What's this Knight of Wands? What's this Knight of Wands? Okay, we have the Two of Wands. Yeah, it's like you're like, you know what? I'm at a fork in the road. I'm just gonna start moving forward. Okay, that's too many cards. Which again, I don't want to say there's anything wrong with that, but it just feels like you can't do that and not also deal with things. Yeah, a Five of Wands, because there's this chaos around you. Either like, I feel like this is more of an internal chaos. Like there's like something that you're conflicted over. But also like, I don't know why it almost feels like you're trying to run away from something or avoid something. And again, avoiding it just feels like more of the feelings, the need to deal with something that has to be understood. Like it's in the past now, whether you want it to be in the past or not. But there's also this understanding here that like, okay, I've got to move forward. I got to choose a path. And it's like, I'm just going to choose a path, even though like there is this inner conflict, or conflict around you maybe even. But what's this Ace of Stars? Yeah. Okay. We have the Four of Pentacles. It's that idea of holding on, trying to preserve. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse with the Nine of Wands. It does. It feels like you've got some kind of opportunity here that's could be like, again, like I said, it feels like there's some kind of new beginning or opportunity when it comes to your money, your support, your security, your resources. But it's also like your energy though is like holding back. It's like you're trying to fight this idea where you really do need to be vulnerable in a situation. There's a need to like really allow the heart to speak, to be heard. And it's not getting that. And again, like I said, like this, it feels like whatever this is, it needs new roots. It needs to be planted elsewhere. And it's like, again, it's like your frequency field, may not be holding, like if you're holding on to grief, you know, like the plant's just going to wilt, right? Like it's almost like, and I'm sorry I'm using so many plant references. It's just been in my mind, obviously, because I've been working with them. But again, that Nine of Wands, like I'm just going to keep pushing through. Eventually I'll get there. I'm just going to keep pushing through. So what's this Three of Stars? Three of Stars in reverse. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the Devil in reverse. You need to be fully present in whatever it is that is asking you to show up. And in order to do that, you've got to set yourself free from something that doesn't have the right foundation. It either needs to be restabilized, what's the word I'm looking for? When it has to be like stronger, strengthened. Okay, God. Geez. So it needs to be, but there's a different word I'm looking for, but it's like, I know you guys know what I'm trying to say. In order to do that, there's some kind of energy that needs to be released here. And it could be for some of you, there's a fear here that finally, it's not allowing you to show up fully. You may think you are, but you're not. And it's time to show up fully. And then that's okay. You're allowed to like grieve the things that need to be let go of, things that are no longer here, and the things that didn't work out, things that you thought were going to be and are not. What's this Hierophant? Because this is where I think things are really churning around for you. As I say that, the Sun card. Okay, you may have someone coming into your life who's going to be a mentor, and the Ace of Swords. Yes. Or this is you really choosing to go deep into your own spiritual learning and growth. The Hierophant is someone who's committed to the higher path, right? And it can be a teacher, it can be a mentor, it can be a guide. This could just be you starting to like really tune into that internally, or this could be someone coming into your life. What I see is like, this is where things finally turn around, because you have the Sun and you have the Ace of Swords here. So this is where optimism comes in. Clarity, absolutely. You're going to get a lot of clarity through all of this. And it's like, there's this breakthrough. The Ace of Swords is telling me this is where finally like a new reality forms for you. It's like you're letting go of the past, but also honoring something from the past. It's not like you're letting it go without being honored for what it was or is. And when I say is, just meaning like the lesson that continues to allow you to grow, right? Like it's the teaching moment. And there is some big teaching moment here for you fire signs that's kind of coming through. So I do see something's going to really shift here for you in July, where keep an eye out for like someone being like it could be anyone who offers you guidance. It's just, I don't know, you're going to get a breakthrough moment. You're going to get some kind of aha moment. And you're like, oh, everything clicks. And this is where things are going to start to turn around. What's the Strength card? Okay, we have the Five of Swords. And we have the Knight of Wands again. Okay. It's like, now you're willing to persevere, right? Like with the Knight of Wands, you're going to take creative action. You're going to take inspired action. Someone in here could be coming to help you. With the Five of Swords, this is a little bit different. I feel like this isn't so much self-sabotaging energy. It feels more of like you're ready to fight for what means something, you know, like, all right, I'm going to do this the right way. I'm going to go into battle the right way here. There is conflict in a sense, but it's like you're going about it in the right way. Whereas before it felt like you were running away from the conflict. What's this King of Cups? Oh my. Yeah, okay, wow. Okay, we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, the 9 of Cups in reverse, and then the 3 of Swords. So whoever this is really, I feel like this is someone, okay, for just a few of you, this is someone that is like meant a lot to you and they're no longer in your life. And you have invested a lot of time with them. You had a long commitment. You felt like they were your one, but then like there was a lot of like pain and suffering over that. This could just be like you kind of really allowing yourself to feel all of the mature emotions that you're needing to feel. And when I say mature emotions, I said that wrong. I mean, feel your emotions in a mature way, right? Like, so meaning you're not going to run away from them. This could also be that someone is coming into your life who is very important to you. Like I said, this could be a partner. This could be someone just important in your life that you care deeply about and cares very deeply about you, who is helping you move through this energy. Okay. They're going to help you get through this. And again, with this 8 of stars here in reverse, it feels like you're no longer going to try to burn the candle at both ends, trying to forget. It's like there's going to be the honoring of what was so that you can finally move into what is waiting for you. And as I say that, yeah, the death card in reverse. So it's like you're finally going back and you're mourning the death of something or someone. And again, it doesn't mean literally, although for a couple of you it might be. So it does feel like you're finally going to go through that process. And then look, and as there you get your 3 of Pentacles upright, which means you're finally allowed to build the right foundation. You're finally ready to put your energy into something new that requires your attention in the ways that actually can like prosper. It can actually like grow properly from. So I do like, again, it's like, I know this is probably not going to resonate with a ton of you fire signs, but it does feel like this is time to like revisit a pain or something that maybe you thought you could like get beyond. Like maybe you're like, oh, I can escape this if I just like not let enough time pass, or if I get really busy. And it just feels like, again, it could be the death of a dream. It could be the death of an idea that you thought was going to be a really good one for you, that you were going to be able to build upon. It could be a relationship. It could be someone, I don't know. Or it could even be the idea of someone. But again, I feel like things are going to start to move forward though for you in the right way, because underneath it, you have this Queen of Wands here, right? This is you, fire signs. And underneath it, it's like and underneath that was the 9 of Wands. It's like, you've got what it takes. You're ready to move. It's just, things are moving a little janky because of like this energy that hasn't been dealt with. So there is something from the past that needs to be dealt with, and it's coming up for you to deal with it. And I do see something really making a nice, strong pivot for you when you lean on others for support. So make sure that you do that. If there's someone in your life that comes around, whether it's a mentor, a guide, or just someone you trust deeply who's got some wisdom to impart upon you, use that, because this is where everything starts to shift for you. So I'm going to leave that for you, because it does, I want to say, fire signs, you are moving into newer territory. There's new things on the horizon for you. It's about starting, like for some of you, even a new book, not a new chapter. So allow that to happen. Okay. A little bit of a heavier reading, but I got to read the cards as they're coming through in the energy that I'm picking up. Did any of my fire signs like resonate with that? I'm just curious. Oh, let's see. Recalibrated. No, but that's also a good word. It applies. I don't know. It's like, how do you make something when you're putting something like reinforced? There it is. Reinforced. It needs more reinforcements. Okay. Earth signs, you guys are next. Okay. All right, Earth signs, let's get into it. What is in store for my Taurus, Virgos, and Capricorns, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Virgo? We're looking at the first half of July. Like I said, look for opportunities this first week of July coming through, because there's definitely going to be some like lucky breakthroughs. All right, let's see here. Oh, we got to shuffle all these other cards. All right, what's in store for my Earth signs first half of July? Again, if you're just coming in, want to hit the like button, please do. Please leave a comment. And oh, Amethyst, you're not fire, but it resonated. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right. And let's cut the deck here. I played my very first pickleball game yesterday. Oh, we just got this new venue here in Colorado called Chicken and Pickle. I don't know if any of you in Texas. I think there's some in Texas, Kansas, and Oklahoma. It was pretty fun, I have to say. And it poured. We had this huge storm because we've been having some big storms coming through, and we got hail and like tornado warnings and all of that. But where we were, it just started downpouring, and there was a big outdoor area with like what's it called? Cornhole and a bunch of other things. And one kid, I thought I took video of it, but I guess I had turned the video off. I don't know. But this kid just decided to lay out there in the rain, lying on the ground on the AstroTurf, and just like looking up at the sky, like letting it rain down on him. And then he turned over and he was like kicking his feet in the air. And I'm like, that is the energy to have when there's a storm blowing through, and I just wish I could have captured it, but it was just such a good reminder to see how, like, even when it's raining and pouring, I mean, hail was soon to be coming, you can still find ways to just soak it up, enjoy it, let it all rain down on you. I thought it was pretty, it was just a good reminder. Kids are so good that way, All right. Let's jump into it. Earth signs, let's find out what is the main theme of your reading and what is the potential challenge. What is the main theme of your reading? Oh, wow. Okay. Earth signs. What is the... Oh, shoot. Okay. Interesting. Let's see how we're going to be reading this. So the main theme of your reading is the alchemical wedding. Okay. Let's see if I can get it a little closer there. So, this is about rituals, celebrations, and uniting. So, all hail the alchemical wedding. The laboratory morphs into a dreamlike dance floor, and all your allies, your fellow alchemists and ancestors are here to witness the celebration. What was once lost has been found. What was once denied has come fully into the alchemist's embrace. The work is often felt as serious and studious, but this is a moment of levity and lightness. When this card arrives, it is of utmost importance to mark the occasion. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Honor and acknowledge those who have helped you along the alchemical path. You have come so far. Energy radiates from the uniting of opposites and the redrawing of life's blueprint. The new form has arrived. The unknown has become known. You'll be back to your existential queries and tinkering ways in no time. But now the work is to revel in the miracles. Well, how interesting, because your challenge is smoke. Okay. So let me just see where this is taking us, because, the whole idea where there's smoke, there's fire. But this is about smoldering, warning, and illusion. And it's interesting because I'm picking up a particular vibe, but I just want to kind of go into this and see if it's going to continue to grow or take me somewhere else. Smoke is a tantalizing phenomenon. Stealth-like and seductive, it swirls and twists, rising and disappearing. It travels great lengths with its signature scent, warning of a flame somewhere in life's laboratory. Such is the nature of the smoke card. When present, the senses are aroused and enticed, yet the warning of fire cannot be ignored. What kind of smoke is it? Was the fire intended, a ritual, or an accident? Does the smoke carry notes of incense and herbs, or is it laced with the fear-stricken scent of destruction? The smoke card asks us to wake up, to become alert to what is happening around us. Something burns. Those around you may fall under smoke seduction, or they may flee in a panic. Don't get distracted by the response. Stay in your own laboratory and see what emerges as you study the smoldering veil. How interesting. I am actually feeling for you, Earth signs, like there's definitely going to be a reason to celebrate. And as you're celebrating, I feel like there's something you also need to be alert about. I'm not certain, though, if the two things are related. They could be two separate issues. Sometimes when we celebrate, we can get caught up in being the distraction of just like, oh my God, everything's so great, everything's so great. And there might be a fire to tend to that is unchecked. And that's kind of what I'm feeling more so for this. I kind of want to see where the cards are going to take us, and we'll see what kind of develops. The only other energy that I am also picking up on is I want to say there might be a couple of you that are so almost like black-pilled, and I say that with love. But I'm saying it kind of like in an extreme way just to get the point across. But you know how sometimes like you can get so black-pilled that you don't even see the good in anything anymore, right? And so like you miss the reasons to celebrate and be happy. That could be a case scenario for some of you here. So I just want to put that one out there too, because I did pick up on that energy as well. So let's kind of see where this is going to take us though. Let's go look into the past for my Earth signs. All right, we have the Queen of Wands coming in. We have the Sun in reverse. And then we have the Two of Wands in reverse. Okay, coming into the current energies. We have the Two of Stars in reverse. We have the Four of Cups in the heart of your spread. We have the Page of Stars upright. And then we have the Empress in reverse into the near future. We then have the Hermit. Oh, and then we have the Queen of Stars in reverse with the Nine of Crystals in reverse. Overall energy, the Fool in reverse and the Justice card in reverse. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. What's going on here? False starts is the first thing that I'm getting here for the Fool card. And with the Justice card in reverse, something is not fair or balanced, or something is obviously unjust. Yeah, the Hierophant's underneath there. Okay. So, Earth signs, I feel like you're going to have some wins here for you. But also, and again, like a reason to celebrate. And I think it's important that you do celebrate. I want to make that very clear. But I also feel like there's something else on the horizon here that can't be ignored. Now, either there's like going to be some hiccups along the way. Doesn't mean that it's all bad. It just means like, just be like, it's so important to celebrate your wins. It's so important to celebrate your wins. I just feel like for you, Earth signs, it's like you definitely want to celebrate them, but you can't stay there too long because it feels like there's something else coming in that you're going to need to look at. It feels like they're two separate things though. So it is kind of what I was picking up for there. Um, in the past, you have the Queen of Wands, the Sun in reverse, and the Two of Wands in reverse. So again, it feels like there was just all of this like confidence, like, yes, like you felt in your energy. It just feels like everything felt good. Like, like you were so, I don't know why I want to say so certain that everything was going to be fine. Everything was going to be good. But then something happened with the Sun here in reverse, kind of like a rain on your own parade in a sense. And I'm not saying that you rained on your own parade. I'm just saying something, a situation, maybe someone else rained on your own parade. Something happened that dampened the excitement that you had here as the Queen of Wands, because it does feel like you were excited about something here. And then with the Two of Wands, it's like your path now forward was like, oh shoot, what am I doing here? It's like the path now becomes a little unclear. It's almost like there is like this smokiness, like this illusion. Like, was I eluded into thinking like maybe this was good or not good? I don't know. Like there's definitely some of this energy here. However, coming into the current energies, we have the Two of Stars, the Four of Cups, and the Page of Stars. So it does feel like choices are being made. Something is being brought into balance. And the Four of Cups is like this place of, all right, I need to, like, the Four of Cups can sometimes refer to like a sense of complacency, not really happy with where you're at. And that could be the case for some of you, but this could also just be like you're not seeing some of the blessings coming in. And this is where I said, like, you've got to be aware that sometimes you get too focused on what's not happening that you don't really recognize, oh my God, this was a win. Like I should be paying attention, like, yay, like have gratitude, like be good, like grateful for it, right? So there could be something like that kind of happening here. And with the Page of Stars, there is some news coming in here of like, some good news around your money, some good news around like stability, like things being secure for you. This could also be about like your home life for some of you, maybe even your health. But there's some kind of good news that's kind of coming in here. So I do feel like you're going to have some reason to celebrate. For some of you though, like it does feel like you're maybe not sure if you should. You might miss out on this opportunity. Like sometimes like and that's the thing, like sometimes we miss out on opportunities when we're so caught up in what's going wrong. But there's something here that's good that you want. Something is coming together. Okay. When you have the alchemical wedding, something is uniting, something is coming together here. So now in the future, we have the Empress in reverse, the Hermit, and then the Nine of Crystals in reverse with the Queen of Stars in reverse. So I don't know if like the Empress in reverse could refer to someone in your life who is like your person, right? They mean a lot to you. Maybe like going through something, maybe not seeing their own value. This could be you not recognizing your own value or signs, because the Empress is Taurus and Libra energy. It also is telling me with the Empress here in reverse, it's like there's something like when I see the Empress upright, right? She's almost like some budding out of a flower, right? Almost like a butterfly coming out of a flower, but it's in reverse, and it's almost like kind of staying too much in your own cocoon. And then we have like the Hermit coming in here right after it. So makes me wonder if you're closing off your energy in some way that you shouldn't be. Because it does feel like there's some kind of fear attached to this. With the Nine of Crystals here in reverse that you're finally like letting go of. Like the things that you've been stressed out or anxious of. And again, with this Queen of Stars in reverse, this just could be you. Maybe not being recognized. Maybe not being upholding the value. Again, this could be like not really taking care of your own needs. But I see like there's been some false starts, and they haven't been doing you justice, earth signs. And I just feel like something's going to get rectified here. But just be on alert. Be on alert to perhaps either being too focused on what's negative or allowing yourself to be too distracted from something you need to pay attention to. Again, that doesn't mean don't enjoy, because it does feel like there's something separated between these two issues. So you never want something else to cloud over another. Let me just go into the clarifiers, and because this is a little bit cryptic, which, considering the smoke card is here as the challenge, I'm not surprised. But let's see here. The Fool. Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the Nine of Wands with the Hierophant. Okay. With the Four of Pentacles here, like this is definitely speaking like there's been false starts, but there's a meaning to like let go of something, like trying to fight something, trying to like push something. And instead, like there's a need to go into like some wisdom. And I don't know why I want to say internal wisdom or signs, wisdom that you've gained along your path. It's like you're equipped to handle whatever this is. And you've got a lot of like spiritual teachings, gained wisdom, higher levels of consciousness development that allows you to be fully aware of how to navigate what this is. So, and when I say, I mean, whatever this smoky issue is. But like, there's the reason why there's had false starts is because I feels like maybe you've been like holding on to something and just like trying to push it one way. Like it's so important just to get to the end of something, like so it can just be done and completed. But I don't know if that's necessarily the best way of approaching it. Doesn't mean that it won't ever get completed. It's just I don't know if that's the right energy or the approach to it. Let me see what this is, what the Queen of Wands is saying. Oh, the Devil. There's too many cards there. What else do we need to know about the Queen of Wands? The Two of Swords. So, all right. So there was something you were very excited about potentially here. Earth signs are, you're confident about, but at the same time, there's this underlying devil energy, right? Something's toxic, something's not good. Something, again, where there's smoke, there's fire, but it also feels like, I don't know if you just like maybe didn't really pay it the attention that you needed to. Again, it's almost like dismissing a red flag. When you see it's like, oh, it's not that bad. It's not that red. It's kind of pink. Like, I don't know, something like that nature. And instead you're like, I'm going to move forward anyways. Right. But then like something happens here. We have the Sun. Yeah, things are not manifesting the way that you were hoping or expecting. Three of Wands in reverse. And that's why there's disappointment here at minimum with the Sun in reverse. There's again, it's almost like there's rain on your parade. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you're the one who's disappointed. You're the one who's feeling like things are not working out the way you wanted them to or is expecting. So what's this Two of Wands in reverse? Okay, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse and the Hangman. Oof. Okay, so your path all of a sudden got really like, I don't even know where I am right now. What is this? Like it's like almost like you stepped onto a landmine, right? And you I don't know. So I'm seeing like this energy of needing to, let me just take a pause. I need to see things from in a new way. And the Seven of Wands in reverse is like almost like you can be like almost like giving up or collapsing inward. Um, it could also just be like waving the white flag, you know, like, but it could also be waving the white flag to maybe like the way you thought you needed to go about this. Um, there's this energy here of like I don't know how to move forward with this, right? Like I don't know how. And so like this hangman comes in and you're like I need to like go inward. I need to get a new perspective. I need to see things differently. So there was a pause here or need to like reflect. So now we're in the current energies. We're looking at the Two of Stars in reverse. Yeah, we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. We have the Star. So I feel like this is interesting because it feels like you're making a decision here between the past and what you really want. Okay, so the Eight of Cups in reverse is like everything that you know, but you know it doesn't serve you well, but it's familiar. And then you have the Star card coming in, which is like your biggest hopes and wishes and dreams, right? And this is where you're going to be making a decision. Something about this nature is coming up for you where you're like, okay, time to choose, time to like kind of really move, like make that energetic movement, that emotional movement forward in that way. So what's this Four of Cups? Okay, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. Tell me more about the Four of Cups. Seven of Swords. So there's this feeling of like, it does feel like there's a blessing coming in here. This is where it's going to be hard. This is where the reading is starting to become much more clear now. The smoke is lifting. It feels like there's been already some smoke around you and you feels like you've been putting out fires. Okay. And it's kind of like the thing that you were super excited about. Now, all of a sudden you're not excited about it anymore, or at least at the very minimum, it's a lot less. And you've had to like almost be putting out these fires. But I see something good coming in here for you in the first half of July that you may not necessarily recognize, or maybe you need to pull your energy out of the smoke in order to like really understand what this is, how to take advantage of it, to accept it, to receive it. Because it feels like you stole from you in some capacity, not maybe literally, but like, maybe stole your energy, stole your heart. Because again, there's like this Three of Swords, like you're healing over something here, or trying to move beyond it. The Seven of Swords is a little sneaky. It's a little sneaky behavior. So someone may have been sneaky, not truthful, not upfront. And that's been kind of like, there's some kind of energy here that's like, you're going to be kind of in that space of like contemplating it, going like, is this what I really want? Like, what am I doing with this energy? It might be time to like really let go of it if it's truly in the past. So, but what's this Page of Stars? Right, we have the Page of Swords. So definitely some. Okay, we have the Strength card. Something's going to be revealed to you here. News about something. Something that may have been delayed and is now finally coming forward with that Page of Swords. The Strength card. What's the Strength card about? Four of Swords. You're drawing upon that inner wisdom. That is like what I said. There's something, earth signs that you're going through that you're almost like feels like you're being tested. And in a way you kind of are, but it's not like in the way that you usually think of being tested. It's kind of like knowing, like, I do feel like you're going to get, like you've got whatever it takes to like move through this, right? You've got a lot of the wisdom, the lessons, all of that under your belt. It's just a matter of now putting some of that into practice. But I do see that you're going to get some kind of news that's going to allow you to move forward. And it just, again, it feels like you've got two separate things going on here. You've got something in your life that's kind of causing some smoke and fire that you're kind of having to keep putting out, right? Like putting out these little, maybe they're little fires, I don't know. But then you have something else that's coming in that's giving you some good news that you really do need your energy for. You're going to need to, and it might even be something that scares you a little because you're going to need to summon up some courage to move forward in. It doesn't mean it's scary in a bad way. It could be scary in a good way. But it's going to like mean like, woof, like I got to step up now. Like I got to move forward this. So what's this Empress? What's this Empress in reverse? The Page of Pentacles in reverse now. So what is this? The Lovers. What? And then the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Something. Okay, here's what it is. I'm getting a very, very, very strong message around this now. Something that you've wanted so much, okay, is about to come into your life. And you are putting out a lot of different fires. And, or maybe it's just one big one. I don't know. But it feels like your energy is being pulled to like, oh my God, I got to deal with this. I got to deal with that, whatever. And in the meantime, there is something that you have wanted. And I think you're going to get some kind of information around it coming through in the first half of July. But I feel like towards like in the near future is when it really starts to come together, because we've got the Lovers here, and the Lovers is in between this, and it just feels like I'm getting more now from these reversals, like a past energy. And past energy is like something that, again, you expected up here. Like, this is the way it's going to work out. It's all going to be great. You were so excited. And then boom, all of this shit just happened, right? And it's like, oh, now I've got to put out this. I've got to put out that. And it's almost like you got pulled away from this energy. It's coming back in. It's coming back in, and it's going to be good from what I feel like. It feels like you may need to pull some of your energy in away from these fires. If all you've been doing is putting out fires and then something's good, it's like, you got to tend to this. You got to give this your all, whatever this is. So there might be something related to like the smokiness or the things that like need your attention, that keep you on alert, that may not necessarily need you to be there. Like maybe someone else can deal with it. Maybe someone else needs to deal with it on their own. I don't know. There's something here that's kind of coming in that it feels like it's finally going to come together, and it's something that you've really wanted. It's been really delayed for a while. So what's this Hermit? This one took a little while to figure out. Okay, we got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And the Five of Wands in reverse. Okay, look. You are going to have to, here, it's becoming very clear now. You are going to have to isolate yourself from the fire. Okay. Like whatever is burning down, maybe it needs to burn down on its own for a little bit, but you can't keep tending to it, earth signs. Whatever it is, let it go, let it burn, let it do its own thing, because it feels like you've just constantly been trying to put it out. Okay. It's like there is something coming in that really good for you that's going to need your energy, and you've got to be ready to receive it. And right now, like you're going to have to go inward. You're going to have to really like eliminate the chaos, the drama around you. Okay. And so there might be this part where you're going to have to retreat away from whatever this fire is so that you can actually be able to receive it. You cannot keep reciprocating, giving your energy to whatever this mess is, okay, that has kind of come in and caused some disappointment at the very minimum for you. That is like, sorry, I just don't mean to keep hitting my mic. That is like becoming very, very clear now from the reading. It's all starting to make sense to me. This is a little bit of a puzzle one for me, but now I'm starting to see it. So with the Queen of Stars here in reverse, yeah, we have the Tower in reverse. Like you need to avoid the Tower moment. If someone's tower is going down, let them go down without you. Because let's see here. The High Priestess, you need to like, the High Priestess is also about like following your own intuition for sure. But it's like, it feels to me like you've been given information intuitively a while ago and you've got to follow this, which means you're going to have to like really lean into the mystery, really lean into your trust and your faith and follow what is being shown to you. Okay. Like something is coming into your reality that is a gift that you've been wanting, and you're going to have to like really lean into it. It's almost like even the way like these cards just fell. The high priestess is like dancing away from this crumbling tower that isn't hers. This isn't yours. It's what it feels like. Whatever this is, it's not yours, it's someone else's. And it feels like you've been tending to it or trying to make it yours or thinking that it's yours. And maybe part of it was, but your mess is kind of cleared up now. So it feels like you're gonna finally, like, if it needs to let it burn for now, you know, and it'll be something that if it needs your attention, you'll be able to come back to it. It feels like, but this is more important. So it's about prioritizing the need to like celebrate something that is coming in that you've been wanting. Okay. And giving it the right attention and energy that it deserves. Because there's been like, someone's been doing you unjust. Like someone's been screwing you over a little bit here, maybe, like whether it's been intentional or unintentional, I don't know. But like the energy here has just not been great for you. And it's like, now it's like, okay, there are better ways to handle this, that you're equipped to like, you don't have to like be the person who's going to go in and put the fire out for someone else. Like, you're like, you know what? There are better ways to handle this. I'm going to keep my own sovereignty. I'm going to allow them to keep their own sovereignty, and allow yourself to reap the rewards of whatever this is that's coming in. Okay, Earth signs. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know if that resonated with any of you. Because that was a little bit puzzling there for a bit, but then it started to become very, very clear to me. I started to see it. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that was my reading for you. All right, let's move on to water signs. Okay. Actually, let's do this. Okay, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what's in store for you. Halo, hi. William, I guess that one resonated. I don't know. I see the wow there. All right, what's in store for my water signs for the first half of July? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what's in store. Okay. And when it comes to the theme of your reading and the potential challenge, let's take a look. Water signs. What is the main theme? What is the potential challenge? All right, let's get into it. Too many cards. Potential theme, or the theme and the potential challenge for my water signs first half of July. Okay. Here we go. Oh, okay. Kind of like it. So, water signs, you have the yellowing card, which is letting you know this is the main theme you're in. Something is coming to its final stages. It is aging. It is expiring. It is, you know, it's over. The kind of good news, which seems a little bit weird because it's your challenge, is understanding that the uncreated is your card here. So the uncreated. So sometimes, again, like when we see something expiring, getting old, it's like getting outdated. It's kind of like, okay, we've done this. We may not see that there is something else birthing, right? And so that might even just be your challenge, that you can't see it because it's uncreated. So let's just kind of go into the book a little bit more and see if anything is kind of coming up. Okay, so you're in a transition. This is warning. This is aging, the yellowing card. It signifies the beginning of the end or return to zero, which is the uncreated. It's the 0 point, right? So let's see here. Yellowing tells the truth. It leads us forward. Like the vibrant canary in the mine, warning of what's to come. Take heed. There's a transition here, whether by yoke or bile. So whether you like it or not, you're going through a transition and you're ready to enter something new. So when we have the uncreated card coming up, this is about the unconceived, the seed of the seed. There was a time when everyone you know was not yet born, when every city was yet to be named, when your favorite song was yet to be sung. Such is the energy of in this card, the uncreated. So basically, it feels like right now, water signs, like something is definitely completing itself. It's coming to its end stages, right? And of course, that can sometimes be hard to deal with, especially when you don't see the new beginning ahead of you, right? Usually we like to say, oh, if something's coming to an end, that means there's a beginning. Where is the beginning? So I can actually look forward to it and I can see what's ahead. I don't think you're allowed to see what's ahead right now. And that's part of I don't want to say it's part of the problem, although that's what most of us would say would be the problem. But it's part of the journey. So the most sacred of formulas cannot be manufactured, contained, bought, or sold. It is the pure intelligence of creation pulsing at the door of reality. Its timing is precise and it is happening now. Do not delay. Send an invitation to the uncreated. Allow it to formulate and gestate. Soon a sketch, a map, or a name will draw itself upon your mind. So the ground is fertile. Let life begets life. So something is coming in. You just can't see it yet. Water signs. So let's go into the cards and find out what that is. What do we need to know about the past? Okay, we have the 10 of stars, which is the 10 of pentacles. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. We have the 2 of Cups. Coming into the current energies, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Knight of Cups in reverse. And the 10 of Crystals in reverse. Coming into the near future, we have the Lovers, we have the Chariot in reverse, last card, we have the Emperor in reverse. Overall energy, the Magician in reverse and the 8 of Crystals in reverse. It may not feel like things are manifesting, water signs, but they are. And you are getting unstuck. If you're feeling like you're in a bit of a trapped situation, or things like, I don't know, maybe you're just like constantly thinking about things, this I don't know how to say this. Something's being created, but it's not you don't have control, but you have control. Like, it's like not in the way that you think you have control. It's like you have control because you're part of the creation process, obviously, right? But obviously, if something's being created, it's because something else is ending. And it's like, you can't control that ending, right? Like, it's like, so you got to let it go. So there's something here where the magician in reverse can sometimes be a little manipulative, and it just feels like maybe you're trying to manipulate the energies in a certain way, but because you can't see what's next, right? But you are getting unstuck. Things are going to be better. Things are going to work out. So we have the 10 of stars, the Queen of Wands in reverse, and the 2 of Cups in the past. So look, I think money, a lot of money has been definitely on your mind at the very minimum. You're looking at long-term costs. You're looking maybe at something that costs a lot of money. You're looking at maybe investing money or how to make more money. Something that will really kind of last you, like brings in long-term wealth. Okay. This could also be bringing up parts of like your own family too, in some ways. But with the Queen of Wands here in reverse, it's like you don't feel so confident here in the past. Like, you're not feeling secure. You're not feeling all that, to be put it really simply, about how this is all kind of going down. However, you have the 2 of Cups. So something's coming together here. So for some of you, this could be a relationship. It could be this could be relationship and money. This could just be 2 cups, could just be the uniting of something coming together, merging into one. But you're in the middle of it, and I don't see you feeling that confident about either, even though they're there. So this could be that these have been topics of conversation, or at least the very minimum ideas in your mind that maybe you haven't talked about with other people that you need to talk about. I don't know. But coming into the current energies, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Knight of Cups in reverse, and then the 10 of Crystals in reverse. So the Wheel of Fortune. Something's stuck here. It's not moving. And with the Knight of Cups here in reverse, sometimes the Knight of Cups in reverse is like a fear of rejection, right? And so not acting on your own heart, on your own intuition, fear that you won't get what you want. So it can sometimes come across as like hesitation at a very light energy. But with the 10 of Crystals and coming here in reverse, this is telling me that something that has been causing you grief, causing you pain, causing you stress, causing you a lot of mental anguish in your life is coming to a close. In the near future, we have the Lover's card, the Chariot in reverse, and the Emperor in reverse. Look, something is coming together, but the way that it's all coming about, the pathway doesn't look like how you planned, or there's elements to it that you didn't see. And again, it's why sometimes we can't see the uncreated, because if we did, we'd try to go in there and like change things. And it's like, it's not that you're not allowed to change. It's like, that's not what's best for you. Right. And so sometimes we can get in our own way. And so sometimes we're not allowed to see things ahead of time because we would get in our own way. And with the Emperor here in reverse, that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling with the Emperor here in reverse, this can be sometimes like wanting to control things, wanting to like, you can be very restrictive in how things happen, kind of like laying down like an iron fist. But it's almost like what I'm getting here in this reading is like that can't happen. It's almost like you've got to have control, to know it all, because the emperor should really know everything, right? That's going on in his land and his kingdom, has to know everything. But I just don't feel like you're allowed to know everything, but I still think it's going to work out. So let's just kind of see where this is all going. What's this Magician in reverse? What's this Magician in reverse as the overall energy? Okay, we have the Ace of Wands. Oh, sorry, the Eight of Wands, not the Ace. The Three of Cups. What did I tell you? What else can we know about the Magician? King of Wands. All right. Look, like I said, you are getting unstuck. It's just not in the way that you think it's going to be. Like, you're trying to like, maybe like, okay, if I do this, if I do that, if I like use all the tools that I've got, and it just feels like you can't manipulate the situation so much. Like, it feels like something's already set in motion. It feels almost like a little destined, right? But it also feels like you've also had a hand in making this come true. But it's like whatever's being created now, know that it's because something is on its way out, and you got to let that go. And I feel like some of the manipulation is maybe perhaps trying to like control this, whatever this is, that's like dying, letting go, aging, expiring, like it's on its end legs, like its last legs, not end legs, last legs. Because with the eight of Wands, the Three of Cups, the King of Wands, look, something's coming in fast. Something's, and you're going to find out soon. There's going to be a reason to be excited about this. There's like celebration here. Three of Cups. This is you and your friends all coming together, like yay, or like you and your people. And this is fun. This is fun energy. And then of course with the King of Wands here, it's inspired fun. Like, and it's also about like, there's a king. So however way this is working out, you're in a good position. Okay. You're in a highly creative, inspired, excited position. Because here we have the King of Wands upright, but up here where you were like not so certain, Queen of Wands here in reverse. And I know you're water signs, but I'm really feeling like these are you. Like it's talking to more of your spiritual nature, water signs. The fire of spirit. What's this 10 of stars? What's this 10 of stars? Yeah, okay. There's your Magician in reverse again on your 10 of stars. So there could be something with like job security with the 10 of Pentacles coming up that maybe just doesn't feel like it's manifesting. The Tower in reverse. So like maybe, yeah, something is really unstable here when it comes to your job, your money, your career. And you're like trying to like figure some shit out, but it's like nothing's really kind of coming together. Again, I don't feel like it's like, again, supposed to show itself yet. It could be coming together. You just can't see it yet. What's this Queen of Wands? We have the Two of Swords in reverse. It's like you want to move forward. We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. But again, like it's like you don't feel good about this. It's like you want to move forward. You want to feel like you're not being left out of what's kind of going on creatively, spiritually with the universe, but you kind of are you're kind of being left out in a way, but you are also like, there's this part of like recognizing, like not to go too far into lack consciousness here, water signs, about what's happening, because you don't want to move forward with that energy. What's this Two of Cups? What's this Two of Cups? Okay, the Three of Pentacles in reverse. It's kind of this whole thing that's like what I talked about at the very beginning of this all signs video. Like I said, I mentioned this about, I did a podcast today about how we have such a very funny relationship with change. Change is coming in for sure. Water signs. Something is breaking down so something else can come together. We don't like the breaking down part. We don't like the unraveling, the dissolving part of something that is now no longer to be. And sometimes that has to happen when something new is going to be taking its place. And again, you could have already been calling this energy in, but you wouldn't have realized that in order to call that energy in, something else has to dissolve and go, and maybe not in the way that you were hoping for, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing going on here. Like you're no longer either working on a project here with someone, or you're like something around here, the structure is falling apart, or it's not being built the same way. Like, but there's still the Two of Cups. It's telling me something's coming together though. So what else do we need to know about this Two of Cups? Yeah, the Hangman in reverse. You're needing a new perspective here. There's something like, it's like you were looking at something in one way and you've got to be looking at it from a different perspective. Again, it's coming together, but it's just not coming in the way that you thought it would. Let me see what the Wheel of Fortune is saying here in reverse. Okay. The 10 of Wands in reverse. You are letting go of some big burdens here in the first half of July. And it's going to feel like it's going to come across as like, shoot, like I don't feel good about this, right? The Wheel of Fortune is like, why is this happening to me? It almost feels like unlucky, but it's not, like you're being unburdened. There's our Emperor again in reverse. This could be a boss for some of you, just because it feels like this might be tied to career and purpose for some of you. I don't know if you're changing bosses, or there's a change in boss, or new leadership's coming in, or you're going to be going to a different job. Like, I don't know. Or if it's not career or purpose related, there's something about like someone has been a burden to you that maybe you didn't realize was, and it would have been someone who's felt like a leader, felt like they were doing the right thing. What's this Knight of Cups in reverse? But they weren't exactly operating from the best integrity. What's this Knight of Cups? Okay, 7 of Swords in reverse. And the Ace of Cups. See here, okay. You have something new coming in here, water signs, but at the same time you have something that's dissolving. So, and I feel like that's been a theme here, like, and again, that's going to be a big theme for a lot of us. That's why I did the podcast yesterday on this. Again, like almost like this fear of rejection. 7 of Swords is like returning to the scene of the crime. Ace of Cups. This can also be apologies, change of conscience, like getting someone's conscience back. Like, I'm going to tell you like what I'm picking up from this. It's almost feeling like the universe is going to be blessing you with something and you're going to be like, I'm sorry I doubted you. It almost feels like you're the apologist. And it's like, it's almost like you're saying like, oh, I didn't trust that you were going to be bringing me what I needed. I didn't trust that this was actually going to be happening for me. And it freaking shows up. So it's almost like that's kind of what I'm getting here for you, water signs. What's this 10 of Crystals in reverse? We have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have the Queen of Cups with the Star in reverse. Look, you have like this ending of something that is been causing you a lot of stress is really tied to something where you didn't really maybe have all your full independence, or maybe you didn't feel really good about what it was you're contributing to the world or how you were making your money or whatever. And it really wasn't that tied to your big dream. It wasn't really tied to your destiny, so to speak, in a sense of what is like the end goal, the big thing. And when the Queen of Cups coming in here too, it's like intuitively, you also know this, deep down in your heart. Like, and this is finally going to be kind of coming to a close. So whatever this is, it's like you've already known it. You actually have known that this isn't good for you. This isn't the path for you. This isn't what, and now that it's dissolving, it's like, I don't know, maybe there was a sense of security that it brought you that's now like dissolving as well. And like, that's really shaking things up here for you. But I do feel though that like you're going to be taken care of here. Because now we have the Lovers card coming in. So what's this Lovers? Okay. We have the Two of Wands in reverse with that Devil card. The Devil's been coming up in everyone's reading. How strange. So look, for some of you, the Lovers card is a big decision, right? Gemini energy, big decision, big choice coming up. Having to choose between one path or another. Are you going to go into fear or are you going to trust your intuition? Because your intuition is coming online here, up here with that Queen of Cups. Let me pull one more card here. You got to know that you're going to finally be set free. Yeah, and this is about like really manifesting what you want. Three of Wands, right? Like finally like bringing in the things that you're dreaming of, the things that you really want. Feels like you were in a position where that wasn't going to be possible. And like that's the thing that's dissolving. It's dissolving because this is about you bringing in the things that you want. It's almost like this Devil is funny. It's almost got like it's almost got a devil in disguise kind of energy. So it's like it felt like it wasn't good, but it is good. Does that make sense? Because the Two of Wands in reverse is like saying, I can't see my path ahead of me, right? I don't know. But it's like I'm kind of getting this energy of like things are coming together. There's a uniting, there's contracts, there's yes energy. And it's all going to be working out. But there's also like this part of like recognizing, oh, it was just a devil in disguise, you know, like not a devil in disguise. I mean, a blessing in disguise as a devil. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. Devil in disguise, blessing in disguised as the devil. Let me see what this Chariot card is. So we have the Eight of Cups in reverse and the Six of Wands in reverse. So look, it's really important that you don't pick a path that feels easy in a sense of familiar. Okay, this is where you've got to step into the unknown. This is where you got to step into the unfamiliar. Don't take the easy route. Don't take the easy path in a sense of, well, I know how this goes, so I'm going to choose it. You are being called to step into something very different. And that's why a lot of this is dissolving right now. So the path forward for you doesn't look familiar. Okay, it doesn't look familiar, and you've got to make sure that you don't lean into something where you know you can totally be successful at it. Like this is more of like, maybe I could be successful at this. Like I think I can, but I don't know. Like I've never done this before, right? And it's like you've got to really make sure that you don't go into old patterns or old things that like are the easy path. And I don't mean the easy path like in a sense of like ease and flow. I mean like easy path because it's just like it's what you know. So what's this Emperor card? Okay, we have the Ten of Swords and the Page of Swords. The Ten of Swords and the Page of Swords on this Emperor in reverse. Look, I think a lot of you water signs are being guided towards a career or life path purpose that is very different than what you're used to. And you've got to be able to let go of the need to kind of go back into traditional roles, go back into what you know. Like there is something here, like you've got to be curious, you've got to explore, you've got to look at something very differently here. Something is ready to be created and it's coming online for you. The problem is that I think at the same time, something else is falling apart. And so there's this need to grab onto security, which means you're going to want to grab onto the familiar. I don't think you should do that. I think something's coming in that you want to pay attention to. And I don't think it's going to come in that's going to necessarily feel familiar to you. There's going to be this push and pull between like, oh, do I go for this? That's like new and it kind of sounds good, but it's also like it's a little new and it's a little scary and I don't really know how this is going to work out ahead of me, right? But then there's this energy is like, there might be an option as well where like you can choose between what you know and what you don't know. And if you choose what you've always known, I just promise you, it's not going to be what you want. You're probably going to have to go through this whole phase of undoing again and go through another lesson that you've already probably learned from, but you're like too scared to like jump into this place of insecurity. And when I say insecurity, just meaning where things aren't fully secure. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing for you. So I do see something good coming in for you in the first half of July, some kind of blessing that you just didn't see coming, that you were like, you know what, I didn't actually think this was going to come through, and it's going to come through for you. And it's about understanding too, that this, in order for it to come through though, you have to let something else old die. Okay, you can't keep going back to it. So that's kind of where I think the struggle is for you. So this reading still feels a little unknown because this is not like something like a quick over and done with kind of thing. It feels like this is going to be playing out for a few months for you, but it's not like you're going to be in struggle mode for 3.5. I don't know. Maybe it is 3.5 months. I don't even know where that just came from, but I meant to say a few and a half, like a few. Where did that just come from? A few months. Okay. Is what maybe it's 3.5. I don't know. I don't even know where that just came from. That was like a total, like, didn't even see that in my mind. But it feels like it's going to be playing itself out. It's just important for you. I think you're going to have multiple points of time where you're going to have to choose the unfamiliar. Keep leaning into the unfamiliar. It's where your uncreated is, and it's where your happiness and your star destiny is. All right, water signs. So that's where I'm going to leave that for you, because I do see that something is going to come in fast for you if you allow it to. But if you keep going back towards the familiar, it makes it a lot harder for that energy to come forward. Okay. And that can start to change your trajectory. So we don't want to do that. All right. So water signs, that's my reading for you. Let me know how that resonated with any of my water signs in the live chat right now. And of course, if you're watching later on, please let me know in the comments how this resonated. But yeah. So all that being said, don't forget the 3-day 180 retreat is just, I think, 2.5. Oh, we're 3 months away. Exactly. Right. Because today, 3 months away. Exactly. So, lots of time still to get your ticket, to get in. Of course, I will start working with everyone who's coming to the retreat a month in advance to help get you prepared. So if you want to be part of that, definitely need to get your ticket in soon. We have payment plans. And of course, if you want your divine data drop, that one-time reading from Velocity Oracle, to kind of give you insights on how to navigate what's ahead of you right now, what's kind of coming up, and how to do it in a way that stays in alignment to your soul's coding, your destiny, what's in your chart, everything, what your body's trying to tell you. We can decode it all so that you understand. And there's a reason why when people get these messages, they start crying, because the truth is so palpable. And it's kind of a relief as well. Like the tears come from this like, oh, okay, like I know this is true and I feel it in my bones kind of energy. Like almost like it is a lot of relief. A lot of people tell me that. So the divine data drop is down there below as well. All right, guys. I love you. Have an amazing week. For those of you in Canada, have an amazing Canada Day weekend. Because I think it's is Monday the 1st, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe it's Tuesday. But I think you're kind of having your long weekend this weekend. So anyways, I'm wishing you guys a very happy long weekend. And guys, I will be back